Give us a journey so that we can have a better context, a better understanding of who you are as a person.
I thought I made the biggest mistake of my life. I thought, oh my God,
Why would they even need affiliates in the first place? And where do you think the problem starts?
you're not everywhere and you don't know everything.
Actually, it's working right now when you're promoting an affiliate product.
People are getting 1 to 1.5, sometimes even 2% conversion rate.
Considering how do I determine like, hey, this is a good quality affiliate?
Bad traffic will show itself in 48 hours.
Once again, any last word before we conclude the whole session you would like to share?
You're just one opportunity away from things really changing your life. So keep going.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody who's actually listening to this podcast right now? First of all, guys, welcome back to the Nikhil Sai Show, which is hosted by me, the Nikhil Sai. And guess what's going on today? I'm back with another amazing guest. The guest who we are jumping on with is a little different than a typical entrepreneur, but he has a spirit in him and he has built one of the amazing products you could actually see where you are buying anything, an online marketplace. You imagine one of the biggest affiliate networks out there. He actually works at that organization, and it's going to be very, very interesting, especially if you are an entrepreneur who is thinking about affiliates or creating affiliate income, or maybe launching a product which could be a big hit through affiliates, or it could be anything in general in terms of marketing advice and digital marketing and email marketing specifically. I think the guy who's actually jumping on is going to be a game changer for you to learn from. He's going to be sharing amazing stories, and let's not waste your time. And actually, let's welcome Kyle, who's actually the Senior Business Development Manager at ClickBank. And just to add some backstory before I introduce him, I was my journey started with affiliate marketing as well. And I was promoting weight loss products with ClickBank back in 2019 when Instagram was a thing. So Kyle, great to have you today, brother.
Yeah. Great to be on here. Thanks for having me as a guest. And, I wish I'd say there's so many people who've been around for over 25 years that I think a lot of people got their starts in affiliate marketing through ClickBank. So always like hearing those stories. And it does seem like it was weight loss seems to get us most of the time. So happy to be on here for sure. And great to talk with your audience. So,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, and I was going to say too, you mentioned before where I just some background too. I've been in, ClickBank and direct response affiliate marketing for 7 years. But I did actually spend some of that time more on the entrepreneur side and do have some business outside. So like understand the entrepreneurial struggle. I think when you get as close to working with them as I do, it's hard not to want to try and be one yourself sometimes. So definitely understand the audience's journey that they're on right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, entrepreneurship is lonely. And one of the reasons I do podcasting is to get around the right people who have stories to keep us inspired and give us more reasons to work towards what we aim for, just striving for a better future. And I think you will be an amazing person to give that hope to our audience. Now, coming back, Kyle, we will definitely get into the affiliate marketing stuff, the nitty gritty of digital marketing and all of that. So before that, can you help us understand your backstory? Like give us a journey so that we can have a better context, a better understanding of who you are as a person. So please take us 20 years behind and help us the story.
Well, I was being born and then I woke up and we don't do anything like that. But I remember the first time sun hit my eyes. So yeah, a couple of big things. So I actually never thought I'd go into kind of a marketing entrepreneurship route. As a kid, I thought I would just grow up and be a business person. So in fact, when I went to college, I was a philosophy and psychology double major. And my hopes was just to eventually become a college professor and find a way to be on a documentary someday. That was like the big thing that I wanted to do. And then when I was in school, I actually switched over to accounting because I had a kid on the way and I figured I needed to make money, and philosophy historically has not been a money producing venture. So I thought instead of just racking up debt with no hopes of making money, I'd go into accounting. Did accounting after I graduated, worked for a company, did reporting for Fortune 500 companies on their fixed income asset portfolios, which is normally to go, all that means is I did get to go see and experience a lot of tech companies, some of the largest tech companies in the world, see like the Facebook campus and all things like that. Really loved my job, did not like my pay. I'd actually taken a pay cut to go work for this company. Time I had 4 kids, still have 4 kids, but I had 4 kids trying to support them on a woefully low salary. They promised me they were going to increase it if I did good work. I met my end of the bargain and there was a disagreement on what a good increase was between them and myself. So ultimately, I'm an economist kind of at heart. So the only way to truly know your value is to test it in the market. So I honestly just trying to bumbling around and see what jobs are out there. And I had a friend that worked for ClickBank and they were on the data side. So I thought I'd be doing data analysis stuff. And essentially got hired in there before when they were during a hiring freeze and they didn't have a position for me. They just hired me. And yeah, the first day I learned it was a marketing company. I thought I made the biggest mistake of my life. I thought, oh my gosh, what did I do? I'm an accountant. For those that are know, like you came from an accounting background, you understand like you make fun of marketing majors. They might it's probably because they're the athletes and one of the accountants, but still like they're like the cost suck of everything on your balance sheet. So I thought I made a horrible decision. And then I read .com Secrets, which I'm sure a lot of people have read. And that's when it clicked for me that really performance marketing is behavioral economics paired with numbers and analytics. And once that marriage came together, I've always been a huge fan of behavioral economics, what makes us buy, the psychology behind why we do what we do, and where that has lots of broad applications. When you pair it with the performance numbers in marketing, I always felt like coming home. So I quickly just really understood it. I honestly, I would, and have a portfolio. So for my first 2 months, I would go up, wake up every single day, go to work, and then I would basically just hunt funnel hack all day long. I'd write
Mhm.
out sales funnels that I knew were doing well because we could see the back end of the numbers. I did ones that weren't doing well because I think you learn from ones that are unsuccessful versus. But I'd map out without having any idea what any of this stuff was. I'd map it out, literally draw out certain sections, and then I'd write and go, why do I think they're doing this? Why do I think they're doing this? And so I had like all these questions, all this information, then I'd go out and try and answer the questions with either the offer owner or other people I worked with. I just got a really accelerated education in funnels and what makes stuff works. By the time I
Mm.
got clients, I started sharing that information with them, quickly established myself as kind of a bit of analytics expert at ClickBank, even though I'd been there for 2 months. But that's just because I had spent so much time breaking down, understanding the marketing, asking questions, not from somebody telling me, but really, really understanding it. And from that, I've gone on to, gosh, I think it's over 200 million in affiliate sales I've been a part of, went on to actually be a director of marketing for one of our top clients, been partnered in multiple businesses as well. All through this realm of affiliates, just starting from that point. So seen a lot of success, been a part of a lot of success, and definitely hope that I could talk to some folks today about how affiliates could be a really, really great arm and
Mm.
acquisition strategy in any business, depending on what kind of
Mm.
affiliates you need.
Makes sense. I mean, that's a significant win then and there. It's fascinating to see you coming to a different domain, which you didn't genuinely think you will be a part of, but now mastering it and being able to produce $250 million in sales for the products you're managing and the clients you're helping. It's phenomenal, actually. Now, Kyle, again, affiliate marketing has a lot of definitions to it, and everybody adds their own spin on it. But if you could simplify, I mean, most people do already know this, most likely, but if you could explain the concept of affiliate and how would you define it, please help us understand what do you mean by an affiliate? How does that work typically from the fundamentals?
Yeah, I'll try to be pretty brief. That I know it can mean a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, an affiliate it's a mercenary partnership. They're going to go out and find a way to sell your product, and you're going to give them a percentage or some sort of commission for that.
Hmm.
A fantastic way if you have, and a good way to think about it is like you're probably good at selling things one way to one audience. Hopefully you're good at that one thing. If you're not, you probably need to find a marketer. I don't know. You might need some more education training, but you know how to get acquisition in one way. Affiliates know another way that you don't. And how do you quickly get up there? Well, learning a new traffic channel or learning a new marketing method is hard. You have to fail a lot. You're going to spend a lot of time doing it. But an affiliate that already knows that, if you just pay them whatever your normal acquisition costs are to go do it for you, and they're going to go give you, a bunch of expansion acquisition summary when you never would have thought of. That's really what affiliate marketing is. It's just going to places or to people that can sell your product, giving them commission for it. And essentially diversifying all of your acquisition and accelerating it without having to learn new channels.
That's quite interesting. Now, let's start with the fundamental question. When somebody has a product or service, if they sell it themselves, hypothetical situation, they make all the money. Why would they even need affiliates in the first place? And where do you think the problem starts?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it, why you need affiliates in the first place is you're not everywhere and you don't know everything, right? There's not every single avenue or traffic channel you have access to. So let's say right now, I want to own all my own acquisition, and you might have an organic content source. So maybe you're on Instagram, maybe you have a podcast, maybe you have a YouTube channel, whatever it is, but that's how you've been selling. So you really know how to grow your organic channels. That takes time. It takes a bunch of content creation, and it's also only capturing people that are watching and consuming your organic channel of whatever you're doing. So if you have a podcast, that means all they're doing is consuming a podcast. You only get podcast listeners for this specific subject. But your product or your offering might serve a lot of other people that consume media and solve problems in a lot of different ways. So omni-channel is a huge asset to any business, but getting to omni-channel is incredibly difficult. It's so easy. Any company would snap their fingers and become omni-channel, but it's hard. Affiliates can be a really fantastic way to start gaining some of the benefits of omni-channel without having to necessarily carry a lot of the same risk. I could go out to somebody that might know TikTok, pay them a commission, go run that campaign. I might be able to have a bunch of people that have just a bunch of various blogs and dedicated audiences to people I'm not even talking to, and I never will. If I give them a commission, now I get that acquisition, and I don't have to learn how to write a blog and learn how all these things about SEO that goes into maintaining and scaling and optimizing that. Continue to allow you to stay in your circles of strength and focus on those. And then maybe you do see all of a sudden there's an affiliate that you've been working with that scales TikTok really well. And you think to yourself, we should probably get in TikTok. Well, great. Maybe pay that person on an agency model and let them just go and scale it for you. Boom. You now have a proven, easy way to leverage and start accelerating your business really, really quickly. The last thing I'm trying to say about it too is if you're doing organic or if you're doing paid or whatever, you have a certain level of authority to an audience you've created, but you don't have authority to everybody. So by borrowing authority through paid commissions, you could get really good sales and expand those offers in a lot of really fast ways. So I think affiliates just become quite an accelerant or a catalyst to acquisition, especially outside of what you're normally doing is a good way to think about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite interesting actually. And that's a number one point I would think about. Like, I could literally borrow a very well-known authority and the list and leverage it by giving an affiliate commission. And that really pushes my brand as well to a next level. Now, coming back, when I was in affiliate marketing back in 2019, when I was like early into digital marketing and learning how this online thingy works, it was pretty simple. Like, hey, you post a cringy stop scroll picture of a woman and who's trying to have like a transformation or very curious image, animated one, hopefully, and get them to like landing page to convert them into a sale directly. And it only got tougher from then. 2020, the restrictions increased, it increased again, it increased again. Now it's almost like impossible, in my personal opinion, to kind of directly portray the message of weight loss on Facebook because it's only getting stricter. Now, help us understand what actually is working right now when you're promoting an affiliate product, and what are the best traffic sources you would recommend for someone to actually use promoting ClickBank products?
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest things, like YouTube, tier one social still are actually our number one traffic source. So a lot of that does come down to depending on what you're promoting. So right now we see high converting VSLs with a supplement is kind of the main thing that we end up doing. And so the way that people are doing that is you're normally doing an ad that's going to be very oriented towards whatever the pain point is. Then going to a pre-sell lander, it looks like content. It might have scientific curiosity. There's lots of different ways depending on the product and the strategy that you're choosing. And then from there to a high converting VSL. Now that strategy, because Facebook sells a lot of scale, because here's why this is working on tier one social so well. The average order values for these VSLs tend to be between 200 per sale. With the commissions they're paying out, you could have anywhere between 100 to 100 CPA or average payout, meaning that I could spend quite a bit and I can even spend kind of inefficiently on Facebook and still get margin. Same with YouTube, which is a pretty expensive traffic channel to get started and get testing. With those really large payouts and still converting well, like it's not like these are converting at 0.5% or 0.2%. People are getting 1 to 1.5 to sometimes even 2% conversion rates on traffic here with large payouts. It gives you a lot of margin and room for error. Now, I'm not going to be all Mr. Rose tinted glasses or say everything's good. We have seen that, I would say that specific method, and kind of what you've seen before with affiliate marketing, has been running for almost 4 years now. Anytime you have a strategy that's been going for that long, there's lots of entrants into the market. There's a lot more competition, concerns. Yeah, it's probably maybe as an affiliate, that method's not working quite as well as it was a year ago, but still very viable. And the great thing is our marketers and affiliates are already innovating. So as much as the market will change and make things harder, there's always people that are going to go and push through, just as entrepreneurs do, right? I was just listening to an interview the other day where an entrepreneur was talking about, listen, when you're starting a business, you're almost always going to go under and lose your business early on. Like there's multiple stages where you're like, we've lost everything, and you push through. And so a lot of that's like one of the things I always like about affiliate marketing. There's going to be a trend, and then that trend's going to shift, but the affiliates will drive through it. So you could always be in position to make sure that you're getting the most traffic, the best traffic of your paying attention. And depending on who you listen to, like companies like ClickBank actively help our clients with that. For me, like I'm always talking on the podcast, seeing what's going on with it, but it could be going to events, talking to your affiliates. That's one thing too with
Mm,
affiliate marketing. A lot of people think it's more of like a referral program, and that could be a type of affiliate program that you might be running, but those affiliates are never going to drive you a lot of traffic. You're hoping that somebody gets a sale for you every now and again. That's not moving a needle anywhere. True affiliates and affiliates that are driving a lot of traffic for you, we're talking hundreds to thousands of sales a day from one individual. So you're going to have a very close relationship with that individual. You should get to know them, build that relationship. And now it's almost like you have a performance agency that you're working with. They're selling your product off a certain channel, but they're doing it solely on a performance basis. So it can be
mm.
pretty impactful when it comes to scale. So, but yeah, hopefully I answered the question. I know I kind of started deviating a little bit there, but right now, tier one social with the last thing I'll actually mention there, the other area where we're starting to really see some growth in the affiliate space is through newsletters. Email has always been big, but the daily drop newsletter or a weekly newsletter from content providers, boy, if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have a newsletter, I don't care if you're a pest control business, get a freaking newsletter, own that distribution, start talking to people. It's a fantastic place to plug
Mm.
something in and get bottom line revenue with affiliate offers for the people that are engaging. So, and I won't go into my
Interesting.
big tirade of why I think newsletters are working so well, but I could just tell you they're working well. From New York
Yeah.
Times down to whatever you might be doing, a newsletter is effective.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, there's this concept early in affiliate marketing where I was learning, which got drilled into my head strongly. Like, you make your income grows as your list grows, and owning that distribution is one of the key factors you want to be doing while you're promoting yourself. And I completely agree with what you mentioned. Doing newsletter absolutely makes sense because it builds trust with your audience and also allow you to have that personal connection with your audience, which is one of the biggest factors for them to purchase from you other than any other affiliate who's promoting the same thing. Now, I would be curious to learn more about, we understood like the affiliate side of things, but how does the product owner side of things actually work? Like if somebody actually, like we will talk about two questions here. Number one, should actually somebody use or create an affiliate network to promote their product outside ClickBank? If yes, how could they do it? And inside ClickBank, how would that actually work both ways? So if you could add more
Yeah.
context to that.
Yeah, so I think before I do that, I think what's important is we have to define what type of affiliate program you're building because there's different types of affiliates and that changes the way that relationship works. So I kind of define it in four different categories. So first we have the affiliates that we deal with the most, which are performance affiliates. These are people that most of the time don't have a brand, they don't have a face, they're not creating content. What they're creating is mass amounts of traffic, whether it's through a buyer's list that they have affiliate products themselves and are generating a large email list, or they're doing paid media of some sort. So those are performance affiliates. They drive the most amount of traffic. They also ask the most amount of money, right? Then we also have, I think, the content creators. So this is going to be your podcasters, your bloggers. They're creating traditional media of some sort. It might be a YouTuber, somebody that's talking and giving information. This is important because you have to understand that a content creators, the way we look at it, they're creating some sort of value, information, education, entertainment. And it's sometimes it's weird because I also segregate out influencers as a little bit different than that. And the way you think about it is influencer, think of tier one social, like your Instagram, and they're more, I'm creating images, relationship with an audience, CPM model. Content creators, they might not have a brand. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. It's more traditional media. So think of radio, podcast. YouTube is kind of a blend of both, depending on what they're doing there. But I think more like blogs, podcasts, stuff like that. So then we have the influencer stuff. And then finally, we have new affiliates. New affiliates just mean low-level affiliates. The same in each one of these buckets. They're handled differently. You think about them differently. You're going to deal with them no matter what happens, but they all have a different aspect to it. So based on that, you're going to have different programs for all of them. But you'll have some of the same requirements, which is one, you need to be able to track their sales. So you need to be able to make sure that when they click, when they send a link, whether it's a coupon code, whatever it is, if they sent the traffic to you, it's their consumer, it's their audience member, and they buy the product, do you know that they bought it, right? I know it sounds simple, but when you're an affiliate, can you imagine not getting credit for all the sales you're making? It'd be awful.
Yeah.
And if people didn't think that they were getting proper attribution, they're going to end up wanting to not ever work with you again.
Yeah.
So some big things with that is you have to make sure the data is coming in clean. You're getting, all the sales that are going in there. But the next piece is making sure that the quality of stuff that they're sending to you, not only is it attributed, but it's good, right? So affiliates care that you track the sales. You as a vendor care that those sales are good. And one of the problems, I will say a downside to affiliate marketing marketing is if you open it up to everything, you open it up to everything, meaning that there's
Yeah.
no standard or quality to care of the kind of traffic that you're getting, the way that they're getting that traffic to you. And if you're not vetting and looking at the traffic, your quality rates, your fraud rates, so by quality, I mean like refunds and chargebacks, if you're not monitoring that on an affiliate basis and knowing who it is, you might be getting garbage traffic that's going to burn your mids, which constrict your cash flow. And now all of a sudden, because of some bad affiliates, your business doesn't work anymore. You can't get cash, can't pay your employees. And now you're just crying in the new year because you don't have business anymore, right? That's not what we
Yeah.
want. And
Mm.
so that tracking piece, not only for them, but for you, becomes really, really key. So I'll pause
Interesting.
just for a second because I know that's a lot there. I know there's more that we could go into it, but I just want to pause if you had any questions or anything
Yeah,
first.
I do have a follow up on what you have just mentioned. When you are talking about like a healthy product or affiliate quality, like let's say if I have 100 affiliates and everybody is going to get different traffic from me, right? So considering how do I determine like, hey, this is a good quality affiliate, I should spend more time with him to give him better response. This is a bad quality affiliate, he's getting me all the wrong customers, highest refund rate possible, crazy chargebacks. They're trying to take advantage of the system. They're finding some loopholes to get affiliate checks and then refund the transactions or whatever it could be. So help me understand like what kind of KPIs do you actually look for standards? Let's talk about like maybe digital products, starting with that, then physical products next, and hopefully
Yeah.
services later.
Yeah. So let's talk about the affiliate vetting process and then we'll circle back to some other things you need to know. But the vetting process is huge, post and pre. So I actually think one of the best ways you could do to eliminate the low quality affiliates, and we'll talk about what to do with the high quality ones and what numbers you'd see to say. But first, talking
Mm-hmm.
that low quality, the best thing to do is go keep them from ever trying to promote your product in the first place. So one of the big things I recommend anytime you have an affiliate program, have some sort of sign up form. And a lot of people are like, oh, that makes affiliates less likely to want to promote. Well, I tell you this way, if you're concerned about quality, you should also be concerned about affiliates that aren't willing to answer a very small amount of questions and have a direct line of communication for you to go promote something. They probably aren't promoting good traffic, so you don't want them in the first place. So already, just by creating a sign up form, I have already eliminated some of the risk in my affiliate business. So a couple of things you want to put on that form, really important to know, hey, what do you anticipate you're going to do? Like in clicks, how many clicks do you anticipate you're going to send? What would you anticipate that conversion rate is going to be? That's important for kind of two reasons. One, we'll go back to if they're doing well, this will tell you if they're doing well, and you can come back and follow up, and we'll get there in a second. The other side is if they don't know how to answer these questions, if their answers don't make sense, they're giving you information to say that this isn't a good affiliate. The last two questions, you could put something, hey, what they might not know what their refund rate is. If they're asking for CPA, you also don't need to necessarily ask this, or they might not know, but ask, hey, what on average, what are your refund and chargeback rates? And then the last question I'd ask is give me a sample of how you'll market this product. If they're either going to present you with something that shows how they're going to market, here's the creative assets, or give me an example of something they're already promoting, you could even make that like a variation of the question. That is one of the most telling ways of a high quality affiliate or somebody you want to promote. If they bring you something that looks like total trash and looks scammy as heck, guess what? It's going to be scammy as heck. So just say no to it, deny it, don't let them ever promote it. From there, let's say everything looked good, you have them promote, just check everything within the first 7 to 10 days. Really look at your splits on your chargebacks and refunds those 7 to 10 days. If you see it going well above your standards within that first 7 days, dive in and look as to why. Now, if they have only had 2 sales and 1 refunded, obviously that's not enough data to give anything about it. But if they had, say, 50 sales and you're already seeing within 7 days they're above your expected, it's just going to get worse. And you should probably dive in, look at your 7 day splits for refunds and chargebacks, understand what they're saying. What are you seeing more of than what you normally see? Try and understand what's going on. That'll be your best indicator. I'm going to tell you right now, the majority of problems with quality will occur in the first 10 days. It's not going to be a surprise for you. Occasionally there's stuff that
Interesting.
happens way down the road, but I find that not to be a source of traffic issue. That's normally a you issue if you're getting chargebacks and refunds that are occurring around 30 to 45 days. If they're happening within the first, and honestly, I tell you, you're going to see bad traffic will show itself in 48 hours. So within 48 hours, if you see bad chargeback and refund rates, get rid of it now. As for what's good or bad, I could tell you ClickBank standards, 1%. Chargeback rate lower than that, needs to be lower than that. Refund rate under, I would tell you for physical, it should be under 6%. Anything over 6, I'm starting to get worried. If you have someone running 10%, I'd be really, really worried on physical. For digital, honestly, if it starts getting over 15%, then you get worried. And that depends on the offer. That's going to vary from niches. There are some offers where a 20% refund rate is average. I think it's crazy, but there's different offers and different verticals where that's normal. So I think when you're getting above 20% on digital, you definitely should be concerned. And again, look for those early splits. So I'll pause for any questions there, and then we can go into what if things went well. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, that's really helpful, Kyle. That's very detailed. And I think this is definitely helping a lot of audience. Now, let's talk about like a typical business owner. Maybe he has a service, maybe he has a software of his own which he would like to promote, maybe he wants to create his own small community of affiliates. And so what are few actionable steps which he could start making now to be able to build that affiliate network, maintain that vibe, and let them have success while using or promoting his product technically?
Yeah. Well, so first, I think there's a couple of quick and easy ways to do it. I think one of the biggest things, if you want to get access to a network of affiliates, is join an affiliate network, whether it's a CPA network, whether it's Commission Junction, Rakuten, Share a Sale, anything like that is going to give you some quick access and accelerate. Obviously, ClickBank, one of the oldest and largest ones. So getting on a network is going to uplevel that really quickly. The other avenue, though, of going out and finding them, there's lots of different sources. I think first you have to ask yourself what you want from the affiliates. Always define that because they'll tell you where to find them first. But let's say you just want to increase like-minded, like you want content affiliates that are having conversation and you want to go out and get more of them. One of the best ways to do that is go find some blogs. Just Google the questions your problem solves. Find some of the top blogs that show up and then use Google similar pages. And then take that blog, similar pages, get a list of 10 and just keep repeating that process until you get like maybe 50 different blogs. I'd probably stop at 50. Then start reaching out. Just reach out to them. Almost every single one of them has a contact us section. If they do, it definitely means that they're willing to either do a CPM deal, rent their list out. But what I would be pitching to them every single time is an affiliate deal. Hey, for X percentage, we'll go out, please promote this, we'll pay you XYZ. Now you don't do it that way. You're going to say, hey, we selected you based on this piece of content, or because you're having this conversation with people and we feel that directly aligns with what our product mission is, blah, 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 to make sure that we could both win and serve our audiences in the best way possible. Say audience, don't say list, depending on who you're talking to. But if they're a creator, normally they think of audience, not list. But to your audience is by providing you let's say a 50% commission on every single sale. If you just send an email out to your list, here's what we have. And I would give it to them. We've even written one up for you. So you can just copy and play, please copy and paste. Feel free to enter in and change anything that you'd like. We just like to see if you make any claim differences before you send it, right? Something like that. And I would just reach out to it. That's a fantastic way to get content affiliates out there through the blog route. If the other thing is events, meeting people, masterminding with people. If somebody has a product that fits your audience and you don't have that product, sell it. Get a commission for it. Go talk to the person, coordinate with them, collaborate. I'd even tell you, here's the last thing I'd say. If you're still looking for some affiliate stuff to do, find people that are selling the exact same thing you are. Now, I know, especially in e-commerce, some people are like, that is insane. Why the hell would I ever do that? Well, you probably have access to a lot of people that have never bought any of your stuff. You're still talking to them. They're still on your list. They've never bought your product. Maybe they bought it once and they haven't bought it a second time. Don't think that is now lost revenue for you, right? Lots of people are like, it's dead. I'm never going to talk to them again. You might not, but you could still provide value because they still want something. They wanted what you had to sell. Maybe they didn't like it. Maybe they're not interested in you, but they might be interested in somebody else. So don't take a lead and assume that you can't make money off of it by offering something to somebody else, even if it's the same thing. I will say the caveat to that, be good at segmenting your audience so you know who those people are so you don't cannibalize your own business. But it's not cannibalization if they're never going to eat to begin with, right? Like if they aren't on the menu, then giving them something to buy and being a part of the next transaction should be the goal, and you can make a lot of money that way. So 3 things: go meet your current network, coordinate, collaborate with them, find bloggers, and then I'd find your competition. Work out a crazy deal, man. You'd be shocked when both of you guys start making more money, how they might say, well, hey, I might do the same thing for you. So be careful, find the people that would do it for you. But again, those are some really effective ways to start building your affiliate program.
I love that. I mean, I used to have this mentor of mine who was, like from an African country. He was from Morocco, by the way, and he was the one who taught me ClickBank affiliate marketing back then. He used to do the same thing. He used to get people in the front end for a weight loss product. If they didn't buy it, he nurtures them so much that he cross sells them with a different weight loss product or a mindfulness product or a spiritual product or something else which they would be interested in. And he had like 3 year sequence of email sequences then and there. I was like,
So that's
and he had
pretty
hundreds of
ambitious.
thousands of email lists.
That's pretty ambitious.
Yeah.
I can't imagine maintaining all that. But, you're totally right. Like a lot of times we get really caught up in thinking we have to be the only source of truth as an entrepreneur. We're so passionate about what we did.
Mm.
Why would everyone want it? Well, everyone doesn't want it. And that's okay. You generate enough interest that they gave you one of the most valuable things they can, which is their email. They might not have given you their wallet, but they gave you your email. They gave you your attention. Capitalize on it. Monetize it. Make sure that you make more of it. It looks like we just have a guest that popped in. So sorry. I have a little kid background, little cheerleader. So, but yeah, that's I think the important thing is making sure that I always tell people, if you can't be a part of this transaction, be a part of the next one. So 1 second, I'm going to shoo them out as they try and give us a little entertainment. Give me
Sure. Edit.
Normally I have my wife here as a kind of a buffer if I do the podcast at home or they're at school. So a little extra fun there. Anyway.
No problem.
Yeah. So
No problem. So Kyle, my follow-up question to what you mentioned would be, because you work with a lot of affiliates very closely and you see what makes people successful and what makes people unsuccessful, help us understand some common traits of highly successful affiliates. And also, sorry for asking too many questions, but what are the most common mistakes affiliates also do while they're trying to promote the products?
Yeah, so I'm going to do a couple things. Let's say highly successful affiliate programs and highly successful affiliates. So depending on the affiliate type, so I'll focus on performance affiliates. It's what I know best. I would tell you, if you have some questions about maybe you're like, I don't want to go after high performance affiliates, I'm really seeking more influencers, you can always go check out our content at Affiliated as well. I know I have some episodes where we go more in depth on that, but I just don't have necessarily time to cover it all today. So let's focus on the performance affiliate side. One of the keys to a good affiliate program there for the affiliate and then also the offer owner, high margins, high conversions, and something that is going to be broadly appealing. If you have those 3 things in a product, it needs to be unique, broadly appealing with high margins, and therefore you can make it convert very well. If those 4 things are there, you really have some potential for a product to do well in affiliate marketing. If you have a product that is low priced, it could even be high priced, right? But it's just really narrow margins. You're not going to be able to offer a substantial amount for the affiliate. Might not be for you, especially not the performance affiliates. You're not going to want to spend your time because you just can't pay enough. Your offer will have to convert at such an insane level that I would tell you this, you probably need to be doing something different if you can offer convert that well, right? So for the most part, you need to have the margins there. I would tell you, you definitely want to be somewhere in if you're 10% and lower of your overall product costs, it needs to be in that range. So you need to have some pretty large margins, in my opinion. But on the affiliate side, what makes a good affiliate to be successful with affiliate marketing, I'd put it this way, you got to know your audience and know your skill set. The best affiliates know exactly what they do well, what products do well for them, and they just continue to get better and better and better at that one thing. Now, that doesn't mean do the same thing, but it's like, I'm a Facebook guy. I know how to do health products on Facebook. Make that the only thing that you do. And if you do that really, really well, there's going to be no short supply of offers to promote. It's just getting the skill down really well. And that's a good thing to remember. As an affiliate, as an offer owner, you have to make your offer ready for affiliates. As an affiliate, you just have to find the right offer. So sharpening your skills from a traffic standpoint or whatever you're doing, making it really good, tends to be the best level for success. I guess the last thing I do is just make sure that you really feel comfortable with whatever that channel is. I've seen affiliates that really failed because they go out and they're like, I'm going to do media buying. I'm like, well, okay. Do you know how? No. Do you like numbers? No. Do you have a lot of capital? No. I'm like, well, this is going to be really bad for you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you don't go buy media. You hate everything about media. Go do whatever you like to do and get good at it, right? Get really, really good at that one thing. And once you have it down, get better and better and better and just keep doing that one thing. But I see a lot of people make mistakes trying to jump around too much. I know the entrepreneurs are always looking for easy opportunity, not just grinding through opportunity. But once it feels right, and that's what I'd focus on, make it feel right. If you're like, I could do this all day long, I would do that. Because you, as an affiliate, you probably remember, you get burnt out because you're doing the same thing a lot.
Yeah.
And then you're going to plug and play a new product and continue to do the same thing. So it's like, it could be grinding. Make sure you at least like the traffic channel in what you're doing. If you don't, you won't do it for very long. And you might not even get good enough at it to really make it last. And the last thing I'll say real fast is just don't confuse luck for skill. As an affiliate or an offer owner,
Hmm.
it is really, really important to know if you have early success, you might tell yourself you're just better than anybody that ever has been, which could be true. Historically, though, it's not true. And even if it is true, you're probably better at something than everybody else was at a very specific tactic. That tactic's going to go away and you'll have to continue being really, really good at stuff. So don't confuse that luck for skill. Whenever you're having mass success, assume it's going to end and always be working towards what the next thing is or refining that skill so you know you're going to weather out any sort of dip or valley. One of the biggest things I see in affiliate marketing, especially with affiliates, people get a strategy, they lock on an opportunity, they make a lot of money, they assume that's all their skill, they don't account for any of the other things that happen to them, they spend their money like it's never going to end, and I never see them again. Countless times that I see people do great for 1 to 2 years, and then I never see them again after that. It is a consistent cycle. So that's why I'd say focus in on one thing,
Oh
get
yeah.
really good at it, and assume that assume that the end is nigh all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I like that, especially it's so deep and meaningful. And I think it's absolute truth. Like, for example, when I was actually promoting, I had like 60 Instagram accounts and I was posting constantly with auto schedulers. I used to DM hundreds of people and I used to DM sell an affiliate product because I don't have ad spend technically when I was getting started. But that did not work very well at a scale which I wanted. So I need to shift the gears and get into advertising and stuff like that. But it absolutely makes sense. I think offer and the right traffic source and being passionate about to continue what you're doing is, I would say, the same thing. Number one advice for most affiliates. Coming back, Kyle, I would love to understand what kind of tools you personally use to manage your clients, your personal productivity, and best affiliate tools you would recommend for anybody to use.
Yeah, well, first I'd say if I could do a better job managing my efficiencies, I'm not the best operationally. So tools and automations are key for me. Signal stuff that tells me that I don't have to remember stuff is the greatest. So a great CRM, one that we've seen great stuff with, I'd strongly recommend. We talked to the owner, Respona. I hope I'm saying it right. I notoriously want to mispronounce it all the time, but it's fantastic to give you great automations, great abilities, and a CRM to manage your affiliates in the back end. But that's a really key component for
Interesting.
anybody. A good way to think about affiliate management is not a clerk taking and giving links. It's a biz dev sales rep. So a biz dev rep needs to know who their clients are, have information about them, be following up, and bringing in new clients every single time. That's really what you want to look at your affiliate program as. So having a CRM, I think Calendly, listen, if you're not using an automated calendar thing, I don't know what you're doing. That stuff is just too awesome.
You're
Yeah,
lost.
like I have to look at a calendar and figure out. I do it sometimes, remember how much I hate having to do it. But so Calendly, I know HubSpot's been great. I think anything that you could send regular emails with is huge. You're also going to need some sort of analytics software or platform. So this is where I'm going to be biased and tell you guys right now, not trying to be all Mr. Pitchy, but ClickBank covers all of that. So making something that you could get taken care of. But like, yeah, so ClickBank will cover all that reporting for you, the attribution. It's all right there. That way you can know how your affiliates are doing, know exactly if it's good or bad. I went before, I said, hey, on the survey, ask kind of what they're expecting. One of the biggest things in affiliate management is when they signal that they're doing above average, you need to capitalize on that affiliate right then and there. That emotional inflection point of, I did my first send, it went well. Awesome. I'm talking with them. I'm getting their ear and saying, great, this went well. How can we make it better? Hey, you anticipate this much traffic. If we give you XYZ, could that traffic go more? What could we give you to increase in traffic and have it go up? Those are all things that you could start asking when that ends up working out. So, but anyway, yeah, you want to have that reporting piece, attribution piece, some sort of tracking software, whether it's giving you data, but just really tracking attribution. Again, ClickBank and networks do that, but you also have Everflow and other things out there. 1 second.
Makes sense.
Sorry, my two younger are having a big fight. Give me one.
Okay, take your time. Edit.
Sorry about that. Okay. Anyway.
Did the war end?
Yeah, well, I moved it to a different location. So it went from land to, I was like, here's my room, guys. You just go stay there. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, cool. So we'll edit that part out. Don't worry. Now, coming back, Kyle, I would love to know what would be your advice if you could go back and talk to 20-year-old yourself, you would give yourself.
Yeah, the advice I'd give is learn copywriting early and often. For any of you out there right now, any business owner, if you're doing something online, and I'd argue anywhere, but definitely online, if you do not know how to do copy yourself or have somebody in your business that is a part of your business, they have ownership stakes and and they need to know copy really well. That is one of the most important parts of your business. One, when I learned
Mm,
about it, I was like, this is the coolest stuff ever. I love it. It's super, super fun. But it is one of the most critical components of your business. And it's a formulaic art form. So meaning that you have structure. There's
mm.
like, honestly, for people that aren't familiar with copy, some of the structures of copy have been working since the early 1900s, like before we even wrote down that this was called copy. It's the same. It doesn't even change. I study old marketing all the time and it just does not change. So we really, really want to make sure that we're increasing that. Or if I could go back and just know it, like I would spend all my time becoming a copywriting expert, a total master of it, and then just develop that skill as much as I can for as long as I can.
Okay, totally makes sense. I think
Yeah,
the
she
little one
snuck
is
in
trying
there.
to
She
make fun
did.
of
I
you.
saw that. So, one more time. I'm gonna ask you. She snuck in.
Edit, edit.
Okay. So I got her with something that should keep her distracted. So we should be good. All right. Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem, Kyle. That's totally fine. We will edit this out too. No problem. So edit, just making sure my team has an instruction here. Coming back, Kyle, as entrepreneurs, we don't like consider our mistakes as mistakes. But if you could look back and be like, ooh, that would be one thing I would advise everybody to avoid. What would that mistake be, which you can look back and say, oh, that's something important.
Yeah, one of the biggest mistakes, well, one I mentioned earlier is assuming success is constant, right? Like assuming that you will always, if it's working now, it's never going to stop working. And that's one of the biggest mistakes I see entrepreneurs make
Hmm.
all the time. I would tell you, something's working right now. The whole adage of it ain't broke, don't fix it is wrong, right? In terms of business, I would say if it ain't broke, it's going to be,
Yeah.
right? So already be thinking about like the next thing, where you're moving, how this is going to be, how you're going to improve it, how you're ahead of the curve. I remember Perry Belcher had told me one time, he's like, I tell anyone when they have an offer that's working, assume it's the last. When you have a promotion that's going on, operate as if it'll never happen again. And this is coming from a guy that has multiple successes. And that's his main advice he gives if he's going back and telling himself when he's younger. The first time you get success, assume that's the last and invest and operate as such. So, I think that's one of the most important things. The last thing I'll put in there is hire the right people. So I know that's really tough, but a bad hire, whether it's an agency, whether it's an individual, really will wreck your business depending on who you trust. So a couple things with that. Don't hire people you like, hire people that you think will grow your business and that they're invested in it as well.
Oh,
Well, because I think one of the issues is we hire people we like, and sometimes we get a little like off topic on things, but if you look at like society and humans as a whole, we don't select people very well if we only assume on their likability. Look at most major politicians, celebrities. Oftentimes they do things that we would not like them to do, but because they've made themselves seem so likable,
yeah.
we're like, well, great, we'll give them whatever, right? And we do the same thing in business. Hey, they seem likable. I like them. We must do business well. I've seen a lot of friendships get destroyed because liking someone's a bonus. That's awesome. I'm glad I like you. But more importantly, can you contribute and bring value to the business? Are you replacing, fixing, solving something? And I feel confident that I know that you're doing that. And am I structuring and working with you in a way that you're invested in the business? If you have those two things in place, I think for the most part, your hires are going to be much, much better off. But man, if you just hire lots of entrepreneurs like, oh, I like you. It seems like things are going well. That's great. Let's plug them in here. And it just, maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. But their opinion of just thinking that they're fun to hang out with was not a determinant of success at all. That's just one thing I would try to.
Makes sense. Okay, that gives a very good understanding. Now, Kyle, that was definitely one of a kind podcast. Help us understand, like, if somebody else needs more help to kickstart their own affiliate marketing journey, where can they find your mentoring? How do they connect with you? Please name drop. What is the best place to connect with you?
Yeah, honestly, the best thing to do would be, especially since you guys are like listening to podcasts, is you could always go to our YouTube channel, subscribe there. I put a bunch of content up there. So do some of my coworkers. Then we have our podcast affiliated, which is a great place as well. Very specific affiliate content. We have lots of guests and people that we bring in to talk about various subjects. There's lots to learn there. Outside that, I'll be honest, I'm not great with socials. So if you try and reach out to me on Instagram, I probably won't ever respond to you. Facebook's mildly better, so you guys reach out to me there. But I will tell you, I don't tend to add people on my friends list unless I've met them in person. So if I've met you in person, I won't add your friend. You can always reach out on Messenger if you have any questions. But I'd say engaging through socials, as well as if you ever have any questions, if you want to talk a little bit more, you could reach out to affiliated@ClickBank. We'll make sure that's in the show notes too. That's just any kind of general questions you guys might have. We're always happy to help. Now, the last thing I'd say though, if you think you're like, hey, I have have an offer that's ready for affiliates, or I am ready to be an affiliate because like you said something that checks some boxes, I believe online, just reach out to kind of why you think that is. And I'll definitely try and see if we can get on a call and learn a little bit more and help you out.
Interesting. One follow up question on that, because I know a lot of people, including myself, who actually want to promote software mainly, along with some courses and stuff. And we would like to use ClickBank, hopefully, if everything looks good. Help us understand the dynamic of it. Okay, let's say we are giving 50% to the, again, you don't need to be super specific. I know the deal terms will depend on the negotiation and stuff like that. But if you could give us like an average, okay, if I need to pay 50% to an affiliate, what do I expect to pay ClickBank, and how does the back
Yeah.
end, any maintenance required and stuff
Yeah.
like that, especially for digital courses or software?
Yeah, I could tell you at a very large level, our rate, we just take a percentage of 7.5 and $1 on every transaction we process for you. So one of the nice things about that, again, it's completely performance based. So if we're not making money for you, you're not paying anything either. So there's really no risk for you to
Mm,
start outside your time. There's no capital upfront cost to that. So essentially how it works, and here's the great thing, as affiliate, it doesn't cost you anything. You don't even have to deal the burden of that. So as an affiliate, you just need to sign up, get an account, and then you can start promoting. It's pretty simple. Now,
yeah,
I will
yeah.
tell you, sometimes there's issues in the sign up process. ClickBank spends a lot of time and money making sure we get high quality affiliates in. That's not saying any of your listeners aren't high quality, but there are bad ones out there. And there's certain rules that you might trigger that ends up giving you like a block or a verification. That's another thing. Again, reach out to that same distro, or if they reach out to you and they're having any problems with the account, you can connect them with me. I'm happy to get that situated for you so we get your account started.
Sure.
But yeah, from a vendor standpoint, you don't do anything. You give the link out. We process the transaction. We give the money that you're owed to you, and we take the money for the government needs that we need, and then we also distribute the money to the affiliate, and they'll get that at whatever percentage agreed,
Pretty cool.
50%, and it's in your account. Pay out as soon as twice a week for some
Okay,
clients.
makes sense. Okay, that's cool. One other question would be the timeline. Like if somebody has who's watching, they have a course and they believe that they could reach more audience by publishing it on ClickBank, what could be the timeline from the time they actually apply to kind of get this live to actually having the product live in the affiliate portal for ClickBank affiliates to start promoting it?
Yeah. I'll also give another thing for you to have for anyone that wants to launch a course on there. It's our launch checklist. It literally walks you through step by step. For getting an offer up on the platform, I would say it always depends because on your setup, but it could be it could take you as soon as a week, as long as a couple months for a course or something like that. A lot of factors depends on your time and
Mm,
focus, what the integrations are going to be that they might need in that back end. And every single one of our offers that gets onboarded goes through a full FTC and FDA review depending on the product. So FTC for digital, FDA and FTC for physical. So some of that, like if you have something that's way out of compliance, one, you're going to get a free legal check with exactly what you need to do to change it, which is going to save you thousands of dollars. Awesome. But that could take you some time because you have
interesting.
to now change the way your sales page is written. And so that back and forth could take some time. But yeah, I know it's always it's not a great answer to have such wide ranges, but it could be that varied. For new people, your first time, give yourself a month. It'd probably take a month to get everything turned on, working, ready to go, which does make now kind of perfect. I'm not quite sure when this airs, but if you're talking about December, you're going to go right into key times for courses in that January Q1 timeframe. And I should say, if you're into courses, promoting or selling, we do have quite a bit, even as well as some softwares. So always happy to, there might be some on there right now that you could start promoting. Coverly would be a good one that I know is doing well.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty awesome. So, yeah, I think that's a phenomenal podcast for today, Kyle. Appreciate you jumping on. Once again, any last word before we conclude the whole session you would like to share?
Just I hope everyone out there is, I know that entrepreneurial life is tough. And like you mentioned before, Nikki, it's lonely. And you might find yourself feeling like, oh, gosh, I don't know if I want to keep doing it. Just keep doing it. It's the grinding path. And I'll tell you what, the one thing that give a lot of people hope they're in a struggle right now, the entrepreneurs that I have seen that go on to have the biggest success are the ones that struggled the most early and kept going. So I would tell you, you're blessed to have the challenges now than have the challenges when you're big and you have early success and you didn't learn the grit, resolve, and processes to handle it. So always stick in there, even if
Mm,
you're not there right now. I'll share one last little story of success through affiliate marketing. So it was
sure.
about 3 years ago, had a client. He had done some media buying, created his own first offer. He literally spent his last dime getting some test traffic for me after we got everything turned back on. So he had $0 of revenue. We did maybe a little bit, like $1,000 maybe, but he had no money because he spent all of that, the money he might have earned from that to buy traffic. 60 days later, we were able to get him to a point that he was transacting like 2 million a month in top line revenue. And 60 days later. because we had the right offer. We got to optimize the right level. The affiliates took it and they started spending a bunch of media on it. It went to all these email lists and traffic got crazy, changed that individual's life. He has not worked a traditional job since then, and has been consistently in the top 1% of our clients. And I tell you, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that was a one off because I've seen it happen more times than not. It's maybe not more times than not, but I've seen it happen
Hmm.
time and time again. So you're just one opportunity away from things really changing in your life. So keep going.
Oh yeah, I mean, I genuinely recall the first time I saw that green bar in my ClickBank
Yeah,
dashboard.
yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, this just changes
That's a
everything."
hell of a day, isn't it? And when you get that
So
first
yeah,
paycheck, you're like, "Ooh," it's very validating. It's very validating.
it is. Yeah, trust me, trust me. My dad was skeptic. Like, you know what? Why did somebody wire you money? And I couldn't like clearly explain it to him because, like, hey, it's like affiliate marketing. Instagram. I sell this stuff, but he
Mm,
didn't get it. But then, he understood the fact that I'm doing okay and I'm not. I'm doing nothing,
yeah.
illegal. So he was fine with that fact. So it is. It is fun. It is fun, and that was a wonderful advice, Kyle. Once again, appreciate you jumping on, Kyle, and I hope that this podcast will reach so many more people, especially with business owners who are into affiliate marketing or they're thinking about if they should actually do affiliate or not. This podcast will be an eye opener for them, and I genuinely learned a lot from you today, especially the information which is in the trenches of affiliate marketing. I'm glad you're a subject matter expert who actually was open enough to reveal most of your secret sauce as well. So hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the session so far. If you would need to share this episode with other business owners, please do that right now and comment down if you have any questions, and feel free to reach out to Kyle, and I'll be back with another amazing guest just like Kyle for this show once again on the Nikhil Sai Show. Bye for now. Bye Kyle,
Yeah.
thanks for jumping on.